What's up, you guys? This is Landon and Jeff with another episode of Cowboys End Zone. This is live Rangers edition. The Texas Rangers just in a comeback victory, 2-1 versus the St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis. When the inning started, when the ninth inning started, we were losing 1-0. We got 2 runs off of sacrifice flies. Josh Hamilton hit a sac fly, which allowed Ian Kinsler to come home after a brilliant steal to second, and then Michael Young hit a sac fly after that, which allowed Elvis Andrews to come home from third. And then Nefatali Feliz came in, brilliant closer, did the work once again, 3 outs, and we're tied up 1-1, heading back to Texas on Saturday. We don't really lose in Arlington, quite frankly. Jeff, I might regret asking this because you tend to shit talk a lot, and this isn't really a shit talking video. This is supposed to be unbiased analysis, but you're my co-host, so I have to ask you, what did you think of that?
What did I think of that? Good game, close game. Kind of my kind of game, honestly. It's an exciting game. You don't know which way it's going to go. You don't know how it's going to go. And it comes down to, last inning, last pitch kind of thing. I'm kind of glad the way it did turn out. Good game plan, I guess. Maybe not the way they wanted it, maybe not the way they thought it out to begin with, but, like I said, good game plan, good game. Thank God it's going back to Texas. Maybe we can win the next 3 games in a row. We haven't lost yet at home in the playoffs. Maybe that'll continue. Sure hope.
Okay, so as Jeff just mentioned, the series is heading back to Arlington on Saturday. For those of you that don't know, the ALCS and World Series, both of those series go in what's called a 2-3-2 format. The first 2 games go to whichever team has home field advantage. The next 3 go to the other team, that of course being the Texas Rangers. The next 3 games will be in Arlington, and then games 6 and 7, if necessary, will go back to the home field advantage team, which is St. Louis. So next 3 games in Arlington, we're tied 1-1, best of 7. It's the first team to 4. So that means if Texas should happen to win all 3 of these games in Arlington, we're the World Series champions, and we have a chance to take our first World Series title ever in front of our home fans. So, Jeff, I got to ask you something. As you said, we don't lose at home all too often, but these aren't the Detroit Tigers. These aren't the Milwaukee Brewers. These are the St. Louis Cardinals, the other best team in Major League Baseball. There's 2 teams left standing, and they're one of them, so they're certainly not pushovers. So what do you think the chances are of Texas winning out and 3 in a row home in Arlington and winning the World Series in front of their home fans? Realistically.
Realistically, I'm not going to sit there and, judge. Like, I'm going to say this is my opinion. The fact that they haven't lost a home game since the playoffs, I'm kind of liking that. I'm leaning more towards that. But I'm not going to get my hopes up nor everybody else's hopes up. They said St. Louis wasn't going to lose in their home field. They did tonight. It can happen in Arlington and their home turf. And it's like you said, no, they're not pushovers. They're a good team too. They're in the World Series for a reason. You're right, they're not the Detroit Tigers or the Milwaukee Brewers. But then again, we're equal, like I've been saying. So I'm not going to try to sit there and say something that I think I should say when I know it's probably not right. But I'm going to lean more towards us, just because 1, it's my team, and 2, there is a fact there that they have not lost at their home field since the playoffs started.
Okay, now this is something that I know a lot of people have been talking about. I know I've been talking about it with you personally off camera when the cameras are off. I've got to ask you, the ALCS hero, and of course you know who I'm talking about. Multiple games in the ALCS, he bailed it out when it looked like we had lost the game. He bailed us out and won it for us. Most of the time, directly off of his bat because they ended up being walk-offs. Of course, those of you that watch baseball now know after that little tidbit that I'm, of course, talking about Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz, I'm not talking about his defense, really, because he's been still making the plays in the outfield. But his bat, his boomstick, as us Rangers fans have grown to call it, looks like it's lost a little bit of power. This isn't the same Nelson Cruz that we're used to seeing in the ALCS. He's hitting just like all those other guys now. And a cliche statement, maybe Nelson Cruz actually is human. You know, what do you think of that? What does Nelson Cruz have to do in order to get back on track?
Thing he's been doing tonight. You know, he did pretty good tonight. He needs to keep going the way he was going in the playoffs, the beginning of the playoffs. He was just a beast. I mean, the record-setting 6 home runs in one series, you know, he needs to keep up with that. That is what he needs to keep up with, like he did tonight. That great catch that we all thought was going to end up being a home run. That catch there, that's a good example. He made up for, you know, last night's catch. I'll give him that. But he needs to keep up doing what he is doing now. During this game, this is a good example of what he needs to do. Maybe a little better than what he's doing tonight, but this could work on what he is doing.
All right, and one final section here. This game was the exact opposite of my prediction. I didn't predict a winner or a loser. When I say prediction, if you watched my video about the Cowboys losing to the Patriots, I also did a little segment about the Rangers being in the World Series again for the second straight year. And I made the statement that I was taking the Rangers in 7, and that I didn't think it was going to be a battle of pitching at all. I thought that everybody's bats was going to be on fire for both teams, and there was going to be a lot of runs scored. There was a total of 3 runs scored tonight. So the bullpens for both teams, of course, our starters did pretty good as well. Kobe Lewis came in and pitched very, very well before he finally got taken out. So our starters did good, but our bullpens, our relief, Alexia Gondo, and especially our closer, Nelson Cruz, this game really ended up being a battle of the pitching, a battle of the bullpens. So how do you think we match up there as far as the bullpen goes? Their bullpen saved them last night. Our bullpen saved us tonight. Relief pitching has been just spot on, especially tonight and thus far throughout the playoffs. So what do you think about that as far as the bullpens go? Who fares better?
I'm going to say it's pretty equal. You know, watching the previews on the Cardinals, I didn't really actually watch their games. When they played, I did watch the Rangers play. I knew how the Rangers bullpen worked. I knew how their batting worked. I knew how their offense, defense worked. Like I said, I didn't really watch the Cardinals. But seeing the previews of what I saw from the Cardinals, and then being able to see the Rangers, my prediction, and I never said my prediction, but what I was thinking off camera is it was going to end up being pitchers, is what I could tell. These pitchers aren't going to go down easy. They're not going to, be pushovers either. I could have sworn to myself when I was watching all this that it was going to be a battle of the pitchers. It was going to have to do with the bullpen. It really did to me. Not saying anything against the batters, catchers, anything like that, but these pitchers aren't pushovers. These are the number 1, 2 pitchers of Major League Baseball right now. They're not going to be pushovers like I've been saying. Other than that, I really ain't got much more to say about it. Good luck to both teams. May the better team win. That's about it, unless you got anything else to say.
One final statement. Me personally, realistically, in reference to the question I asked you earlier, I don't see Texas winning out at home. All of you guys can say, just like all my cowboy videos, when I do cowboy videos, and I keep it real. Just because I don't say, oh, we're going to blow them out every single week, people tell me, oh, well, you're not a fan. Well, I'm a fan. I'm just what you call a real fan, and I make actual, legit predictions. That's why I wasn't on here saying that the Cowboys were going to beat the Pats by 50 points when every other Cowboy fan on YouTube was saying they could, and they just looked like idiots saying that. What I said was that the Cowboys could hold their own against the Patriots, and I thought that Tony Romo could go toe-to-toe, point for point with Tom Brady, which he ended up doing. So I'm going to continue to keep it real because that's what I like to do. That's what I do best. It could happen. We could win the next 3 in a row and be the World Series champs in front of our home crowd. But I just don't see us taking 3 in a row against St. Louis no matter what park we're in. I think we can win 2 out of the 3. And I'm pretty sure that it'll probably go back to St. Louis with us winning 3-2 in the series. And then I think it'll probably go full 7. I'm still sticking by that from what I'm seeing so far. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I'm still taking the Rangers in 7. Hopefully they can win out. I'd like nothing better because you almost never see you're in games like this, in like World Series, NBA Finals, etc., Stanley Cup. You almost never see your team win it in front of their home fans. It's almost always in a road game. So that would be very satisfying and very gratifying to see the Rangers be able to do that. If they can, awesome. If they can't, it wouldn't really shock me either way. I think, like I said, it's just going to be pitchers, hitters. Everybody's on fire right now, mainly the pitchers and the bullpens. Saturday night we're back in Arlington. Pretty sure the Rangers can take that one, but we'll have to see. Not predicting anything officially, but be back Saturday in Arlington after the game to let you guys know what's up. So this is Cowboys End Zone Rangers edition. Thank you for joining us for another episode. This is Landon Wilson and Jeff Clark. We're going to get out of here, and we'll see you guys Saturday.
Sit back and enjoy the ride while we cruise right through this World Series.
How about them Rangers, baby? Keep the claws up.